Well, hello everyone. This is Elaine with Pelletier Craft Studio. I am super excited to have you here today. Please excuse me. I felt that cough come on the minute I saw this thing go live. I apologize to all of you. With a little bit of a cold today, we're going to still do some fantastic crafting. Don't let that bother you any at all. It's not COVID, it's just allergies, and what can I say? They happen to all of us. So let's get right down to some crafting today. As you can see, I have got some really great die cuts on my table. These die cuts are part of a series of wonders. And this one is the envelope of wonder. And the envelope of wonder is kind of like the base because in the envelope of wonder, you're going to be getting the actual envelope die cut as well. So you can see it's a pretty big, busy die cut. And it's a super great. Now, when I saw this, I saw a lot of potential. And in that potential, I thought, oh, well, I could do just about anything with that. But it does come with others that are a little more towards the season. So this one is going to be your one for Halloween. And, of course, properly named, it is called Halloween Wonder. And you can get it on the inside of our craft store. And I also am going to be giving this one away because this is the one that we're going to actually be doing our card club on this month. So everybody who's in our card club this month is going to be getting this one free. It is a part of your card club. You're going to be getting it. You're going to be getting glimmer paper. You're going to be getting all kinds of products to use with it. But after we do our demonstration today, I think you're going to see a lot of potential in everything that is going on. So I also thought this one is just so appropriate. I love fall, and so I thought this would be the one that I would use today to show you a little bit about how you can change die cuts. Now, all of these die cuts are super cute, and I think you'll agree with me that, they're easy. You cut them, you run them through the machine, you're done with them. But there is something that you can do to them that is just as easy that will make them even more lavishing. So let's get busy and take a look at some of the things that I have laid out in my craft room. So the first thing I did was I cut out a bunch of leaves. And I thought, fall, it's all about the leaves. It's all about the beauty of the leaves. And of course, it's all about the color and changing the color of the leaves. But you know what? It's not until you get your leaves looking like this that you actually know what fall is all about. It's all about color. So I want to show you how I got that leaf to looking the way it did. And to do that, we're going to be using colors like Snapdragon, which I'll put right up here across the top. And we're going to be using a Toasted Mauve. We're also going to be using Let Us Celebrate. Now that is lettuce, like the stuff you eat. I think that's such a cute name. And we're also going to be using the Cherry Sweet. So what I have done is I've taken each of these and I've got my brush to go with them. And I'm just going to add the colors that I want to go to this. So let's start. We've already got them green, but let's make them a little bit more of a different shade of green. Because I don't think every single leaf comes along all in the same shades. Now I also think that one of the beautiful colors of fall is the shades of red. So you can see I've just picked up my brush, thrown in a little bit of red. Now I've come down here to the bottom, so I'm on my Snapdragon this time. And I'm just taking my Snapdragon and adding some color to the bottom of it. And look at this. All of a sudden, my leaf really looks like fall. And that's what I want. I want my leaves to look like fall. And so all of a sudden that dull die cut has become something very pretty and very unique. Now I don't have to use all of these colors. I can always take just a regular die cut and color it with just one color and it would make it different. Now in my yard we got all shades of colors popping up. I happen to be one of those girls that's blessed, and I live in the country, so I've got trees all around me. And if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I have my deer around me as well. So see how all I did with this one was just colored the edges, I left the center just a little bit white so that it would be give me the dynamics of the outside edges. But notice, in just die cutting them and adding a little bit of color to them, my leaves are beginning to take shape and they're beginning to look a little different. Now, you don't have to use all of the standard colors with it. You can take something like I have a Sunray here, and I can take my brush with Sunray and I can add some lightness to it. Now, I like to do this, especially with tall leaves, because it just kind of adds a little bit of lightness to the bottom of it. Now, I'm getting into some of my inks here, so let's use my chamois in a tub and wipe off my board here. If you haven't gotten your chamois in a tub, you'll be happy to know that they'll be back in stock as early as this Thursday. So go ahead and plan on getting your chamois in a tub. It's kind of crazy, but look, I sort of like this. It was definitely not on purpose. But see how it kind of added that little bit of touch of a color to that? I'm not sure you can see it. But look, how it's just got those few dots in there. And those few dots have added just a little bit of color. But I really did want to add the color in a different way. I may still do it. There you go. Now, when you're dealing with something that's small and thin like this, you're going to kind of want to trap it. If I were smart, I'd be putting this on my stamping wheel, but I'm not that smart today. We're just going to call it Cold City. All right? And then I'm going to run one right up the middle there. There you go. This cold is really after me. I do apologize, ladies. So I'm going to want to go a little bit more into details on some things you could do. Because remember, this particular die cut had a lot of things with it other than just some really pretty leaves. So I took and I die cut this one. And I just colored the stem a little bit. I thought, oh my gosh, that's so cute. But you know what? I can make it even cuter. So I didn't put it together. And I did that on purpose because I want to show you a few things that you can do that will make it a little bit more different. Now, this is another one that I did. I did go ahead and put that one together. And as you can see, it's got a little bit different colors on it, a little bit different things moving around on it. But I'm going to take this one, and this is the one that we're going to work on. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add a little bit of darkness to my stem. So I've just come down here and added some darkness. I do need to show you what they look like when you just die cut them. So hold on 1 minute. So here you go. You can see here they die cut this one. They used primarily white, a little bit of gray, and red. And it's cute. Don't get me wrong. It's really cute. The only thing is and I'm after the wow, not just the, oh, that's cute factor. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to take this little piece right here, which goes right down here. And I wanted to add a little bit of color to it, but again, I don't want anything really dramatic. So I'm going to go back to my sunshine over there. I'm just going to add a little bit to the edges. Now, you're not going to see all of this. All you're going to see is just the edges. The rest of it's going to be hid. So there's no sense in spending a whole lot of time getting all of this colored. I just don't need to do that. There we go. And now I am going to take my adhesive and I'm going to go ahead and put this one down. Here you go. It doesn't take much, just a drop. And notice how I offset it. So I didn't line it straight up. See how I've got it just a little bit offset there. So now I've already got 2 lines there, and I really haven't gotten very far on what I am doing at all. So the next thing I wanted to do was I thought, oh, this red was really cute. But as you can see, it's all one shade of red. And I really wanted it to be more than one shade of red. So I am going to come back again with my Snapdragon I can get my hands on it. Yep, I do. And I'm just going to add a little bit of color to the top. Now, when you add Snapdragon to the top of this, it's kind of a red, not really a true red. It's almost got an orangey red to it. It's going to make it look a little bit different in colors. So I really like this. Notice how, again, I'm not doing it on the whole thing. I'm just doing it across the top. Well, it's good to see everybody joining in on me. I appreciate that. I love it when you come by to see me. Your stars and your likes, they're all so awesome. I just love it. Oh, picked up a little extra something there. So it only takes one drop of glue. And then you can see when I put this down, again, I got that little bit of an extra color at the top. So the top of it is looking, I'm going to put this on white so you can see it a little bit better. It would help if I kept my top on. Oh, Wiley's always telling me to keep my shirt on. Bless his heart. Okay, so there you go. You can see how it's giving it a little bit more of a dramatic look to it. Now, also on this, it has this little bitty piece right here. And I could easily have cut this little bitty piece in red, and it would have been fine, but I didn't want it to be the exact red. I wanted it to have a little bit more of a matchy color to it. As you can see, it is not hard at all to add a little bit of color to it. And the best part about it all is I can come right back here, add my dot of glue, pick it up, and just put it right down. Now, I love the way that my mushroom is colored, but it's not all one color. So it gives it a more of a dramatic look than it would have if I had just done the mushroom in the solid colors, okay? So that, for me, is a big plus. So I like that little mushroom, but you know, when you put that mushroom next to that mushroom, yeah, I kind of like it. But let's see if we can come up with something a little bit different. So here's another one of the mushrooms that's in this. And I'm going to come back and do the same thing on it that I did on the others. I'm just going to add a little bit of a tint to the bottom of it. Now notice that every single time I've done this, I've always had this dark line right across the edge. So that gives me the shadow that I want. And I like to do shadowing with my die cuts as well, because again, it will add that little bit of color in there that you really want. So actually what I'm doing is I'm taking these cute little die cuts and I'm adding color to them, making them a lot more dramatic. Now, if you like this one, you wait till you see what I'm doing with the Christmas ones. And only those who are in my card club class are going to get to see that. So if you haven't joined our card club class for this month, for next month, you need to go ahead and do it, because we are going to be having a great time. And remember, we're going to be doing Christmas at our card club class coming up. Okay, so this is supposed to go straight across the top. Again, I've got that little bit of a issue with I'd like for it to be a little bit more dramatic on one end. And that's easy to do. All I got to do is just hold it down, add my color to one end, put a tiny bit of glue across the top. And I like to use my tweezers. If you don't have a set of reverse tweezers, or if you don't have your conditioning tools, we do have this product that's called an essential kit. It has the conditioning tools on the inside of it. I think you would really like that. It does help with creating things. Let me get my chamois out here again. I'm really excited about the chamois. It is exclusive to Pelletier Craft Studio. You get your chamois and you get your chamois on the inside of a tub. And it's perfect. You just drop it in there and you keep on working. You don't have to be meticulous with it. So all of my other mushrooms have got the red on it. Let's add a little bit of green to this one. So I'm going to just come back across the bottom. Notice how I'm really not putting a lot of color on this one. That's because I don't want people to think my mushroom's poison. Are the green mushrooms poison? Who knows? Who knows what green mushrooms mean? To me, it means that we're going to have a little bit of extra color on this mushroom. Alright, so I didn't do my stem on this one. So let's get that done. And this time I am going to add a little bit of color again to the bottom. Remember how last time I let that bottom show? And it just kind of gives it that dramatic. I'm going to run on down here. I'm going to get it a little bit darker than I have been. Remember, when you're using your blending brushes from Altenew, you have that option of controlling just how much color you get on it. So you can see how I really dug in and got the color on that last one versus what I've been doing with some of the others. Now, another thing that I can do here is instead of just putting these things down flat, you know me, I always got some pop dots hanging around somewhere. We're going to take and put a little pop dot on this one. I am going to offset it that little bit, just like we did a while ago. So I have that little bit of brown coming down across the bottom. Now, this time, I am going to be using the same color. No, I'm not. I'm going to find another one. Here it is. I am going to be using the same color that I did with this one, but because I don't want them to look like they're both the same kind of mushroom, I'm going to come back and use my sweet cherry for this one, and I'm going to give it a lot of extra color on that corner. Again, I'm not trying to change the color of the paper. I'm just trying to enhance what I already have. And that's what makes it fun. You just have to enhance a little bit. Will I add the chamois in a tub to your birthday wish list? I will, Janet. That's perfect. I'll be happy to do that for you. We run out of the chamois in a tub at the retreat this past month. Oh, they are so awesome. There we go. All right. So look at that. Is that not too stinking cute? It is just as darling as it can be. And as you can see, all of these have been really, really easy to do. I've not had to put any kind of extra work on anything. Now, boy, I'd like to get rid of this cough. If anybody wants my cough, just give me a heads up. I'll send that to you too. Janet, you can't put that on your birthday wish. I'm sorry. Okay, so this time I am going to go back and I'm going to put this together. Just basically put it on. This is the Christmas. Yes, the Christmas is for the October Card Club. You're right, Janet, it is. So this time I'm going to come back and I'm going to put the piece that goes underneath. I'm going to offset it just a little bit. And nobody would know it would offset but me and you. Because when you look at it, it's still got those light colored dots over here on the side. And this one is just too stinking cute because this mushroom has that little bit of something to it. And I don't want this to be dark. I just want this one to be a light. Because the top of this mushroom's kind of dark. So we're going to make the bottom of it kind of light. Okay? And then I'm going to take my scissors, my tweezers here, pick it up. Put it right there. And then I'm going to use the other part that's just a die cut. And as you can see, I'm really not changing this one around a whole lot. It has a couple of different layers to it. So it doesn't need as much of a change to it as some of the others do. So there you go, ladies. There are my mushrooms. And I also have my mushrooms done and I have my leaves done. And I got one more piece that I want to show you. And this is the acorn. And I like the way the acorn is done because my acorn actually has a little bit of an embossing done to it. So when I get my fingers on it and I hold it and I start adding my color to it, Bella, it makes that embossing come up a little bit brighter, which is just awesome. Look at that. Doesn't that make it cute? It just really makes it pop, even when you're looking at it where we are here. So let's go back and do some work on our acorn. And I want my acorn to be a little bit different from the trunks of my, let me find me a color here. Here you go. Let's do this one. I want my acorns to be a little bit different than the trunks of all of my different ones here. So I'm going to use the terracotta for the bottom of my acorn. There we go. Ooh, I like that. Oh, that tickled my fancy from the minute it hit the color. There we go. And because, again, I just don't want things to be one color, I'm going to come back. I'm going to add a little bit of a tint. See if I can't give it some of the pieces around here. Look at that. Love it, love it, love it. And the only thing I need to do to this one is put it down, but I do want to put down something dark at the top of it. I thought I had a die cut. Maybe I don't. It doesn't matter. I don't need a die cut. Y'all know me. I can do this thing any way I want it. As long as I got color and I got brushes around me, I can do anything I want, right? Alright. So let's drop a little bit of glue across the top of this. Pick it up with my tweezers. That way I don't get quite so much glue on my fingers. Don't have anybody here that has gluey fingers, sticky fingers. Alright, so let's push this away. But ladies, you can see already how every one of these have come back with a different look to them. And I really, really, really love that. Alright, so the last thing that I want to do is I want to show you the difference it makes in a pumpkin. So this is the pumpkin that I made, and the pumpkin, as you can see, was actually this color. And all I did was I come back to it with my tangerine, and I just added a little bit of color. So when I come back and I add a little bit of extra color to it, it kind of darkens it up, and I want to darken it up on just one side. Remember, we're working a little bit more with shadows today. Whoa, I spun that pumpkin completely around. Alright, so this is about the same color pumpkin if I had just die cut it out and not done anything extra to it. That would have just kept it looking like a pumpkin, and as you can see, it just doesn't have the depth to it that it does after I add that little bit. But you can see the difference in these two pumpkins. This one is the one that I colored. This is the one that I just die cut. So now let's take the one that I just die cut and come back and just add the exact same color to it. And you can see how I can make it a richer looking pumpkin just by adding the color to it. So even though the two of these pumpkins were about the same, when I add the color to it, it does make a difference in what it looks like. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is that it does matter what you start with. It does matter that your base is what a difference in color. You'll see real quickly how this pumpkin will be a little bit more of a richer color than what the other pumpkin is. Yeah, I like it. Look at that. So you can see there is a difference in the two colors of the pumpkins based on what color I started with. So I'll flip these over and let you see what colors they were in the beginning. And now you can see what colors they are in the end. So it does make a difference what color you start with in the base of your pumpkin. So let's add our pumpkin die cut to the top. Here we go. Whoop. Got to get it on the tweezers, Elaine. You can't do it if you're not holding it, that's for sure. But yeah, so everybody who attends our class this month, you are going to be getting the Christmas one. And the name of it is Christmas Wonder. Alright. And this one that I'm working with is Autumn Wonder. Let's get my chamois out and pull this all up. And the Christmas Wonder that we'll be working with for our class, I'm really excited about it because it is such a great die cut. We're going to be doing everything from gift cards, and we're also going to be doing some really neat, just really pretty cards. And again, everything that I teach you here is just a little bit of what I'll be teaching them in class. I think the ones that just took our last class were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's been doing embossing folders all month. And then at the end of the month, we came up, and when we did our class, we did some drop dead gorgeous embossing folders. I have had several people comment on just how awesome they were. Okay, so let's get our lids back on it. You'll know that you've got the lid on the right one. If you just flip it over, it'll tell you what number or what color it is, and you can just put your lids back on it. But I want to get my lids back on my inks because I don't want to stick my finger in it. And all of you know me, I will do it no matter what. There you go. So I have one more thing that I want to show you while we're putting our card together, and that is that I used something really different when I got ready to do this card. This is called the Illusion Hexagrams. And I thought, I don't know about all that. But look what happened when I put that Illusion Hexagram down and I started mixing in my colors. And oh my gosh, it was just beautiful. And it really hit into the fall colors that I was working with. So I thought, what the heck? Let's create us a little bit of a mushroom garden. And we can use these hexagons as my background. So there's my 3 mushrooms. And I decided that I wanted to cover up the bottoms of my mushrooms by using these really pretty leaves that we've got. And I didn't color all of my leaves. So I thought what I would do would be come back underneath, hide a few of them so that you don't see very many of them. After all, every single leaf that we do doesn't have to be a bold and brassy color. So let's get some of our pop dots on them so that we can have them popping up. And of course, we're not going to pop all of them up. We're going to just pop a few of them up. I'm going to put this mushroom down. Now, I'm not putting a sentiment on this card, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you why. Because I have somebody that's got a birthday coming up, and I'm thinking this would be a really cute card for her birthday. And I know her well enough to know she will peek in on this video. And I just don't want her to see her card. I don't want her to know it's hers or that it's her birthday card because she's kind of sharp like that. We have lots of girls in our group. Now, if you have a birthday this month and you're in our card club or you're buying from us or you're watching us regularly or maybe you're just opening all of your emails, you will get a birthday card from us. And that birthday card will be specially handmade. Some of them will be handmade right here on camera. So I highly suggest that if you have a birthday, you go ahead and sign up for our newsletter so you can get your birthday card. We love sending out birthday cards. Alright, so you can see I'm dropping my mushrooms down. I'm not going to have them all up here at the same size. I do want to lay this one across the bottom down here. It's long and it's easy to use. There you go. I'm going to probably put some pumpkins on here. The point is we're just making a collage. We're not really trying to do anything meticulous. There you go. And I do want my acorn in here. So let's drop him down here. Notice how absolutely nothing is proportioned in size. But that's okay. We're just doing fun stuff, right? This is one of those cards that you just send to someone for fun. And that's what we're doing. We're having fun. Let's drop another pop dot on the back of this one. Now, you can get all of your supplies from Pelletier Craft Studio. And we would love to have you do business with us. We are a new store. We're located in the Raleigh-Durham area. But for those of you that just absolutely love crafting, you'll be happy to know that we are also online. So you can go to PellетierCraftStudio.com and you can buy all of your supplies from there. Gonna have to pull this one up a little bit. She's short and this pumpkin's a little tall. Might have to do some chopping on that pumpkin. There you go. And as I said, I'm not going to put a sentiment on this one. I too want this leaf on it though. There, we'll put it down here. Love it, love it, love it. I just love the way these colors just simply pop. Of course, I've got my little bitty mushroom here. I'll just have it peeking out down here at the bottom. Oop, peeked out too low. There you go. We'll put him right there. Now, I did decide that I wanted to put this on another bright, beautiful card. So I have added it to another card that is pretty similar in color. And again, as you can see, everything has just popped. It doesn't look at all like the dies that we originally could have started with. We've made it look like it's something more in-depth in color and in-depth in design. Maybe not one of the cards that you would be making, but as you can see, you can take your die cuts and make it into anything that you want it to be. I felt it coming. I'm sorry. But I do want you to know that die cutting is not as simple. It doesn't have to be all one color. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be hard. And even more importantly, it can be your own simply by adding a little bit of color to the products that you have done your die cuts on. I want to thank you for tuning in with us, and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday when we're going to be doing some more die cutting. Next Tuesday will be our last class in die cutting. And I do think we're probably going to stick with the Wonders. I am really excited about how each one of these are a great part of whatever project you're going to be doing. And I like the way they build on one another. Who knows? Maybe next month, or next week, we'll take them and put them all together and see what we come up with when we use the whole series. Who knows what we'll come up with? The bottom line being the bottom line, I'm always happy to have you ladies here with me. Don't forget, hearts and likes always make me very happy. Have a great day, ladies, and above all, enjoy your crafting. Bye.